Okay, so good morning all. Let me start off with sharing the screen. Those who have joined here, you can put it in the chat box. It will be marked present. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's have a quick recap of what we discussed in the previous class. So we started off with the third module, right? And we discussed the first topic, that was finding the pattern of text without the regular expression when we started the module. And in the previous lecture, we discussed finding patterns of text with the regular expression. And we also saw the difference, how uh, making use of the regular expression will help us perform the finding of the pattern of text much more simpler than finding the patterns without the regular expressions, right? So we had an example of a phone number, how we can create a regular expression for a particular format of a phone number and check whether that particular regular expression is there present in any string or a text or a paragraph or a message or no, right? So one such example was the phone number, which for which the regular expression is, as you can see here, /d/d in the format in which it was expected, right? Now, we also saw how to create the object, because when we match a particular regular expression, the method, that is regular expression dot compile, will return us an object, which is nothing but the match object, right? So we created the object for it. We we stored the matched object, whatever the matched object that we had, we store it in a variable in order to print it or display it when we want to, right? So matching the regular expression object using two methods. We saw two methods, that is search method and the group method. So search will basically search the matches, if it is there, the matches of the regular expression, if it is there in the string, right? And group method will group those matched objects. Right. So the overall review of this complete process is, first, if you can recall, first we have to import the regular expression module, right, by using the command import re. Then we create the regular expression for it. We create the regular expression object using the function called re.compile, right? And also we pass the string that we want to search into that particular regular expression object by using the method called search method, and which will actually return the match object, right? So whatever the search method will search in the regular expression, it will store in a particular variable as a matched object. So it will basically return the object, that whatever the string it has matched, right? And then once we have those matched object, we have to group those objects using the group method in order to return a string of actually matched text, right? So today we will see few more advanced pattern matching methods that we have, right? So there are few more powerful compared to the previous one which we saw was just a simple examples, but we do have some special methods to match the patterns with the regular expression, right? So these are more of a powerful pattern matching tools that we have here. So first one being the grouping with the parentheses, right? For example, let's say in the previous case itself, we had the phone number, right? So what if we want to group that particular pattern in that complete regular expression, right? So simple example, as you can see here, this one. Uh, the complete phone number is divided into two groups, right, separated by parentheses. So first one being the first three digits, separated by a hyphen again, and all the remaining seven digits are again one group. So we have two groups here, first three and next seven numbers as second group. Now, in that case, how can we match the pattern, right? So the first instruction, the very first important instruction is to first call the compiler, right? The method re.compile, and please, as I have mentioned in the previous class, don't forget to mention this R character, which indicates the raw string, right? So we have a variable called phone number regular expression, in which we are defining the regular expression, right? So this is the regular expression that we have. But as you can see, since we are performing grouping of those pattern, grouping of that particular regular expression, then we have to separate it by parentheses. So we have included one parenthesis here as one group and another group as here. So whenever we have a string, let's say we keep the same string that my number is so and so, right? In the as we have seen in the previous cases. Now, when we want to print the data according to the group, as you can see here, we call the object, that is MO is the matched object, and we call the group function for it, and passing the parameter to that particular function. Right. So this parameter is nothing but the group which we want to display. Right. So let's say group one. Now group one is this first group, right? First three digits. So when we asked for group one, we get the only the first three letters of our regular expression, matched regular expression. And when we say group 2, it will give you the second group, right? And when we don't want to when we don't want to give output as any particular group, we want to have complete uh, matched pattern, then we can simply give mo.group, that is as good as the whole output including all the groups, or you can simply give mo.group 0, right? So it will actually mean the same. So we are not defining any particular group that we want to display, right? Now, here you can see that the group, let's say we mention it as without any parameters, right? So we have mo dot group again without any particular group that you want to display. So if we want to retrieve all the groups, right? For example, here, since in this case we have only two groups, but let's assume that we have multiple groups, and you want to display all the groups, then to retrieve those all the groups in one command in just one group, we can use simply this group method, right? This group method, as you can see here, difference. Let me show you. Yeah. So as you can see here, the instruction here, that is mo.group, will give you the complete regular expression, right? So this complete phone number is printed. But in case if you want to view all the groups, which is in this case only two groups, if you want to view all the groups, for example, let's say we have three or four groups, and you want to view those groups separately, then you can simply, instead of mo.group, you can say mo.groups, right? So yeah, like here, mo.groups. So it will in turn result into the separate groups that we have. So since we have only two groups here, you can see there will be two groups, right? This is a simple example. Here, only the difference is that the text, that is our main string, it has the parenthesis already. So it will consider the parenthesis as the group, as part of the group, right? And it will print it. So that is one example of matching or grouping the regular expressions, right? Yeah. So another way to deal with these regular expression, matching these regular expression, is matching multiple groups with the help of a pipe, right? So pipe, you all know what is a pipe, right? You can see simply here in this case, this character here indicates that it's a pipe, right? So how can we match multiple text or multiple groups within the text within the same message? Uh, this is by using the pipe, right? So pipe, as you must have already used it for a OR operator, parallel operations and those things. So likewise, pipe helps us to identify multiple uh, regular expression if it is there, if at all it is there in the main text or the main content, the main message that we want to process. So let's say we have interesting example here. Let's say we have the variable hero regular expression, right? And we are going to give a statement called Batman and Tina Fey, right? Now in this, we want to match the regular expression as Batman and Tina Fey. We just want to match Batman or Tina Fey. That's it. So that is our main regular expression here as it is. So when we process it, and please don't forget to mention the raw text here. When we mention these two regular expressions separated by pipes, and the next step, as you can recall, the next step is to search the matched object, right? So let's name it matched object one. And when we search for these regular expression in the message, Batman and Tina Fey, as you can see, we have both of the regular expression in this one statement, right? So simply Batman and Tina Fey. So we have both the regular expressions. But as the group method, what it is, does it, if you can recall when we discussed the group method, it will simply give you the output of the first matched object, right? Because it can store only one match object. So whatever the first matched object it encounters, it will store that, or it will store the matched object into that variable mo, or mo1 in this case. So since Batman is the first regular expression which is matched, it will store only the Batman. And when you want to print it, it will only print Batman, though it has Tina Fey in the main text also as a matched regular expression, right? So let's reverse this statement and see what happens. Let's say I give us Tina Fey and Batman, right? Let's say I give the statement as Tina Fey and Batman. Now in this case, the first regular expression which has been matched is Tina Fey. So definitely when we return the matched object, it will return only the Tina Fey. Though it has both the regular expression as matched, but it will return the first object which has been matched. Now, what if you want to match the pipe also? Can anybody answer? Let's assume a situation wherein you want to match the pipe also. Anybody would like to give a try? I'll repeat my question. Let's say we have this string here that we want to match. This is our string and this is our regular expression. But let's say I want to match this pipe also as a part of the string. So my pipe is also the part of the matching text now, right? I have to match the pattern of the pipe also. Now in that case, how should we deal with the program? Can anybody?
Slash pipe.
Slash
We have
pipe.
to use slash pipe.
Very good, Sanket. So basically, we have to use the escape character to escape the that special character there, right? So let's say if I want to match the pipe also, then I can simply give slash and escape character, slash and the pipe character for in this case for matching the pipe. So it will act as a escaping character for pipe, right? In case if I want to match it, right? Very good. So that is a simple example of how we can match the multiple groups with the pipe. Now let us have another example. Let's say we want to have multiple regular expression in a given string, right? For example, I want to match multiple regular expression, and any of that can be present in the string or it might not be present, right? So let's say I have these four regular expression: Batman, Batmobile, Batcopter, and Batbat. Okay, so I will first define the regular expression as it is, that is using first the variable bat regular expression, calling the compiler re.compile, mentioning the raw, right, and followed by single quote within that the complete regular expression. Now this is my complete main regular expression that I want to match. So as you can see here that the bat is common in all four regular expressions that I want to match here, right? So initial three letters are common, that is bat. So I'll just put bat here, and the remaining, which are the optional, or you can say not optional, but possibilities, right? The possibilities which can have, that is Batman or Batmobile or Batcopter or Bat, right? So I'll just put it into a parenthesis. Now anything which can match this bat along with any other other text here, it will give me the result for that. Now this is all about defining the uh, regular expression. Now let us go ahead and do the next step, that is searching the matched object, whether we have the match object or not. So in our case, in this case, we do have a object, matched object, that is Batmobile. If it is not there, it will simply return null value to the variable mo. Right? Please consider this. Please consider this example in your mind. We are considering all the examples which do have an existing regular expression, but there can be cases wherein strings they doesn't match any of the string, right? So in that case, what happens? The search method will return null value to the variable mo, right? That means the value of the matched object will be null value, and you might get a error, right? Fine. You might get an error only when you want to retrieve the value for it, right? You will not get the error after executing the statement, but when you want to view the output, in case if there is a null value, then it will get a error saying that it's a null value. You are trying to retrieve a null value like that. So we'll have an example of that also. But time being, let's back to the main problem. That is, we have the regular expression with these possibilities, right? And we have a string which has a matched pattern. That is Batmobile, right? So it will return the instance or the match object. The search method will return the matched object of Batmobile to the variable mo. Now, when you print mo.group, you will get the output as Batmobile, right? Now, when you want to, as we have seen in the previous slide, in the previous example of pattern matching, that you can print group wise also, right? You can print which group that you want to retrieve. So when you say group, only group, you will get the complete matched string. But when you want to say only group 0 or group 1 or group 2 or whatever that number in case of multiple groups, then that particular group can be printed, right? So in this pattern matched here, our first group is the Batmobile, right? This is the first group that we encounter, right? So this is the same thing that it has mentioned, that mo.group will return the full matched text, that is Batmobile, and the mo.group1 will return only the part of the matched text inside that first parenthesis group, right? Inside that first parenthesis group. So that is just mobile. Now another very interesting pattern matching scenario here is the optional matching with the question mark, right? So let's say you have a text and you want to uh, match that particular text, but there are few things in that text which are optional, right? So just for the understanding sake, let's take the same example and include these two words here in the same example. So we have the variable bat regular expression, the compiler re.compile, the raw file, and the our main regular expression, in which, if you can see here, we have the optional text which is followed by a question mark. So here question mark which is there, this means that whatever is there within the uh, yeah, this question mark means that whatever which is there within this parenthesis, that is optional, right? So wo text here is optional. So in our main string, that whatever we want to search, irrespective of whether wo is there or no, it will print if just the Batman, even if there is just Batman present, it will give you the result, and when there is Batwoman present, even then it will give you the result. So it's quite evident. I think you understood it, right? So it's optional. Both ways it is going to execute. So let's say, for example, first string is the adventures of Batman. So we don't have any instance of WO here, right? There is no instance of WO. It's simply Bat and Man, right? So it will print only Batman, right? When you try to print it using group method. Now let's take another matched object mo2, in which we search the same, we call the same search method, and we have a different text. Let's say we give the text the adventure of Batwoman, right? Now we have the WO instance present in that text. So that means that this optional method, it will give you the output as Batwoman, because we do have one instance of WO. So mo2 dot group, when you print, you will get the output as Batwoman. Simple as that, right? Now the thing is, the regular expression here will match the text that has zero instances or one instances of W, right? So in this case, in the first example, we have zero instances, and in the second example, we had one instances. So when we want to have either zero or one instances, only then this question mark can be made use of, right? When we have, let's say, zero or more instances, there is a different scenario for that. When we have one or more instances, there's a different scenario for that. But please keep this in mind, please make a note of it, that question mark we can use when we are looking for either zero instances or just one instance of that particular regular expression, right? Now, that is all about the optional matching with the question mark. Now, again, if you want to match the question mark in the regular expression, then of course you have to make use of the escape character followed by the question mark. Wherever these special characters are there, if you want those special characters to be the part of the regular expression, you have to make use of the escape escape character, right? The backslash. Yeah. So just to give you another example, like for example here, we had an example of this Batman. Let's deal with another example which we have already seen, that is the phone number text, right? So we do have this different groups in the regular expression. This is one group, and this was the another group, second group, right? But here in this case, we are going to put only the first three numbers as optional, right? So as you can see here, there's a question mark, and inside the parenthesis, whatever is there, that is optional, right? So phone number regular expression, re dot compile raw, and then the regular expression, which is a multiple optional pattern matcher, right? So we have not multiple options, sorry, optional pattern matching. So we have the optional here, that is this, which is in case present, it will give you the result. In case if it is even not present, it will still give you the result. That is zero instances or one instance, right? So in this case, the first example, that is my number is this, okay, so and so. So here we do have this first three text, right? So when you try to give the output using mo.group, you will get the complete text. But let's say we don't have this first three numbers. We have only the remaining 7 digits, right? So my number, let's say my number is this, only the 7 digits. And when you want to print that, it will still give you the result that phone number is this, right? Because the first three is of course optional, right? So that is the use of the question mark or optional character, right? That's how you perform the optional pattern matching. Now, how to deal with zero or more instances, right? We already saw zero and one instance, but what about zero or more instance, right? So for that, we have the special character called star, or we can also call it asterisk. Please note the difference of what we see here, what we have seen in grouping the parentheses, grouping using parentheses. Then we saw the different groups, matching the different groups using pipes. Then we saw matching the optional pattern matching text using question mark, and now we have the pattern matching using the asterisk, which is for zero or more instances, right, of a regular expression. So we have this regular expression, the same regular expression, just the question mark has been replaced with star, right? So let me demonstrate you this thing, how it happens. So let's say we copy the same instruction. So yeah, so I have this instruction here. I'm directly putting into the shell, interactive shell. I'm not creating the file. You can execute the single instruction. If you are executing single instruction, you can directly you can directly put it to interactive shell. If you are combining the instructions, you can create in your file, right? So I'm just going to execute here in the interactive shell. So anybody guesses what will be the output for this? I'm giving that regular expression is equal to re dot compile the raw and that WO is followed by a asterisk, which means zero or more instances of WO and then man. So this complete thing is my regular expression. Now, can anybody guess what will be the output? You can try executing in your laptop also, and then you can tell me. That's fine. Yeah, anybody? What can be the output? What can be the output? Let's say, for example, if I give the adventures of Batman, let's take the string as adventure of Batman. What can be the output? Yeah, please respond.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, we have to import RE model.
exactly. Yes. So when you try to execute this statement, you will get an error that RE is not defined, right? So who was that?
Sir, Sanket Patil.
Sanket. Very good, Sanket. So first thing is because whenever you open your interactive shell or your Python ideally, every time you have to import fresh the whatever the module that you want to use, right? The moment you close the ideally shell, then that imported module will vanish from the memory and you have to freshly import, right? So you will have to import the module first and then when you execute it, you will not get any error. So let me show you. Yeah. And as you can see, there is no error here, right? So next is, let's say I have to give the my string, my input, right? The string that I want to search my regular expression. So let's say mo1 is equal to that regular expression dot x dot search, right? That regex dot search, and then the string that is the adventures of Batman. Okay. So when I uh, hit enter, it has searched the regular expression within the string and it has stored the matched object in the variable mo1. Now to view that matched object, you can give mo1 dot go, right? Followed by parentheses. And then when you hit enter, you can see the output that Batman, right? So that was the regular expression that was matched. Let's say I simply change my string to Batwoman. You must have already guessed the output will be just the Batwoman. Let me copy paste the same thing. Mo1 dot group, right? Or let me name it mo2 so that mo1. Yeah. So as you can see, it will give you Batwoman, right? Now let's say I have some other string. Let me name it mo3 now. Right? mo3 and bat regular expression dot search the adventures of let's say bat. I'll have some three instances of WO, right? So something weird, okay? So the adventures of bat and then three instances of WO and then man. So any guesses what will be the output? Let me execute it and mo3 dot go. Yeah, before I hit enter, any guesses? Yeah, anybody? It returns back. Okay, so whatever that pattern text matches, it will return. Exactly. The reason is because, of course, we have included star here, asterisk. That means that zero or more, right? And when you replace it with question mark, it will just give you zero or one instance, right? Let me show you that also. Let us have this example, right? That regular expression re dot compile, that who, and please notice the difference here. I am including a question mark now, right? Let me show you a question mark. Now when I execute, I'll not get any error, and when I try to execute this statement, let's say, and I'll name it MO4, right? And bat regular expression dot search the adventures of bat WOWOW and then a man. So question mark does only zero or one instance search, right? It will match only when there is no instance or just one instance. But in this case, we have three instances. So when I execute this, the matched object will be stored in the MO4, but what is that matched object? It is actually null in this case because we have more than one instances, and question mark can only match the regular expression with zero or one instance, but not more than one. So when I try to output MO4 dot group, I should get an error, right? Yes. So the error is that none type. None type object has no attribute group. So the reason is because though it has matched the text, means the text is there present in the according to the regular expression, but the question mark can only match either zero instance or just one instance, not more than that. But in our case, we have more than one instance, so it will store null value. It will store null value in the object MO4, right? As the match object as null or none type, and that's why we see the error for here. So the same thing when we execute using star, we get the output as bat woman, bat three instances of who and man, right? So I hope that clears the difference between the question mark and as well as the asterisk. Right. So similar one is matching one or more. Right. Now notice the difference here. The previous one was zero or more. Now this one is one or more. So in the simple difference here is the character that we use, which is plus. So plus means either there has to be minimum one instance or more than that, right? So in that case, it will give you the output. Otherwise, it will give you error, similar to what we have just saw, right? So that's the only difference. And when you have, let's say here, there is no instance of that woman, right? So WO here, WO plus means at least one instance, but WO is not at all present in the string. So it will simply give you null value, right? So MO3 is equal to null. So let me check whether here for our previous case MO4 dot MO4 is equal to null gives us true. Yes, it does gives us true, right? So the error was that it stores the null value and we are trying to retrieve the null value. That's why that error is. So just to check whether it actually contains the null value, I have just compared it with the null and it returns true. That means MO4 here in this case has a null value, right? Right. So this was all about just the one or more instances if you want to search in the regular expression, right? So that is all about. And interesting aspect of matching specific repetitions, right? For example, you want to repeat few specific things or check the regular expression for a repeated strings in a particular content or text. Then how can we do that? Using curly brackets, right? So matching the specific repetitions with curly bracket. Let me first show you an example, and then it might be easy for you to understand. For example, let's say I have this H8 text that I want to check, right? so which is into a parenthesis. Now, using the curly braces, I can create a repetitions of that, right? So this is a repetition. So whatever the number that you give, if you give five, it will print five repetitions. If you give one, it will just print one. And whatever the number that you give, it will give you that repetitions. Now, this curly bracket, it can also act as a range, right? Or you can say the sequence that you want to print. For example, let's say you want to print this particular text from three instances or three repetitions to five repetitions. Then in that case, our output will look something like this. First three instances, then four instances as another group, and again five instances as our third group. So first group will have only three instances, second group four instances, and third group five instances. So that is how a curly bracket can be useful when you want to have matching of repeated texts, right? Repeated regular expression. Now let's incorporate that into a program and see what we can do with respect to this, right? So let's say we have this HA regular expression variable HA regex, and as usual we call the compiler re.compile followed by the raw, right? The raw text, and then inside that our main regular expression, that is parenthesis HA followed by the curly bracket, which is three repetitions. Right? Now, the job of this regular expression is to identify three repetition of HA. Right? So when we search for three repetition of HA, let us take an example in which it matches the regular expression, then it will simply print the regular expression. Right? And in case, let's say, it doesn't match, right? For example, here in this string, we have HA, but it is not in the repetitions of 3, right? So in that case, it will simply give you an error, or it will simply return a null value as the matched object, saying that there is no matched object for the specified regular expression within the string, right? So when you compare MO2 is equal to null, yes, it is true. It doesn't have anything. Right. So that is all about pattern matching with respect to the different types of different varieties or different options that we have for matching the patterns. Right. So I hope the session was clear enough to understand. Please practice these things, the programs that we see here in your laptop or your mobile phone, wherever you have installed your Python ideally, right? And practice different versions of it. Try to fine tune those programs. Be a little creative. Try to experiment out few different strings. That will give you a lot of more in-depth idea about how to handle or deal with such kind of you know regular expressions and matching those regular expressions. Right. So anybody having any kind of doubt, any particular topic that didn't understood, we'll revisit that once again. We still have 5 minutes. Yeah, please come up with questions. If you are not asking questions, there can be only two possibilities. Either you have understood everything, or second, you are not mentally present. Yeah, anybody, please ask any doubts if you have. Even if you don't have, please let me know. Some people said no doubt. What about others? I hope you guys are side by side doing your assignment. In fact, assignment is if you really focus here in the class, and as and when we discuss the things, you can create notes of it, and that will be assignment. That's it, done. You don't have to spend some extra time or extra efforts to complete your assignments. Whatever we discuss here in the class, as in when you create notes of those, uh, you know, the content that we discuss here, that is done. You will be done, or you'll be already uh, in par with your submissions with the assignments and all. So if you focus here in the class and you prepare notes, that's done. You are done with the assignment. So I hope you are doing that. And also, as I mentioned, your first assignment, that is your handwritten notes of whatever we discuss here, and except the programs, you don't have to write programs. You have to execute those programs in your Python ideally. Let it be mobile or your laptop, wherever it is. Execute those programs. Take a screenshot of the output and save in a file, and that file can be later submitted as the assignment. Right? I'll circulate a Google form, or maybe in the Google Classroom itself. I will, make an arrangement for you to submit those programs there. Right. So, if there are no doubts, then we can conclude the lecture. Fine. So that's all for today's lecture. If you still have any doubts, you can ask me anytime. And please, stay par with the current whatever we discussed. Don't pile up the work, right? So we shall conclude the lecture here. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yeah, Yogesh.
Sir, as everyone has probably received their IA marks on their parents' phone, but I
Hmm.
think I have not received mine.
You have not received your marks?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a second. Just give
So
me
can
your
you send it to
phone
my?
number,
Yes, sure, sir.
the your parents' phone number on which you will get the marks.
So this is my mother's number.
Hello? Okay, yeah, I got it in the chat box. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll just check out with the database whether your phone number is there updated in the database or not. If it is not there, I'll put this number as your parents' number. Okay.
So the number is mine, sir. So 78920.
No, no, your number, nahi, for the marks, your parents' number is required. Give me your parents' number.
So I can give my mother's number because my father doesn't have a smartphone.
Yeah, that's fine. Any one parent number.
Yeah, it's okay. So just a second.
Yeah, no issues. Yes, I got it, Yogesh. It is, if I'm not wrong, 7259716106.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your parents' number, right?
Yeah, it's my mother's number, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'll just update this number into the college data.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.